Good morning, everyone. Good morning to the teams, good morning to the audience and to the jury. And welcome to the debate. This is about the meeting of the foreigner and if it is an opportunity. The team Julius Caesar, on my right, is in favor, while the team Brutus is against. Both teams are formed by 4 speakers, 4 listeners, and 2 students responsible for dissemination. Speaker 1 must do the introduction, Speaker 2 the first refutation, Speaker 3 the second refutation, Speaker 4 the conclusion. The introduction and the conclusion must dure 3 minutes, while the 2 refutations 4 minutes. The introduction and the conclusion must not be interrupted. Only during the rebuttal turns, only during the second refutation, teams will be able to question the opponent. To make an interpolation, any member of the team will raise their hand, and only when the speaker deems it appropriate will give him the floor. Questions may not last more than 15 seconds, and interruptions should be questions or clarifications, never arguments. All interventions will be made standing, and the speakers could use the listeners' suggestions. Thank you, and enjoy the debate.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Sara, and thanks for being here. I will start introducing my team. Mattia and Lucia are our speaker, and Lorenzo will take care of the conclusion. And then Zaira, Paola, and Alejandro are the listeners, and Maria, that today can be here, and Giovanni are the documenters. Okay, well. First, from stranger to allies. We chose this title for our presentation because we think it represents the best way of cosmopolitan and thinking from Roman age to nowadays. Well, is the meeting of the foreigner a danger or opportunity? For us, of course, meeting person from another culture is an opportunity because it can enrich our lives and understanding of the world. We live in an interconnected world where most of the people are moving from one country to another, and instead of fearing the meeting of a new person, we should welcome it as an opportunity to overcome prejudice and understand the complexity of the world we live in. Julius Caesar, during his reign as a dictator of the Roman Empire, was known for his policy to welcoming people from other cultures. This policy was based on his belief that the Roman Empire would benefit from cultural diversity and the contribution of the people that came from other countries. Finally, Caesar also had a strong interest in learning about foreign cultures and the personal enrichment that came from it. I hope that all of you, like us and Caesar, are ready to embrace this opportunity to learn about cultural diversity. Thank you.
Now the first speaker of the team against will do the introduction.
Hello everyone, I'm Juan Antonio from the Brutus team, and I'm going to introduce you my team. My team is made up by 4 listeners and 4 speakers. The listeners are Marco, Blanca, Cristina, and Antonio. And the speakers are Esther, Alberto, and Francesco, and me. And now I'm going to expose the theme of the debate and our position on it. We are against the foreign meeting. A foreign meeting is when a foreigner visits a country, either if it is for holidays, job, family, and so on. It's better known as immigration. The immigration is not easy. The changes rate causes to the country by those who immigrate are enormous and global. These changes affect the economy, the culture, and the behavior, among others. For all this and more, we believe that immigration is not a good opportunity, and if it continues, society will break up. With the excess of immigration, our country may lose its identity as multiculturalism affects it and changes our customs. The economy will be negatively affected since the foreign person will generate unnecessary expenses. Our behavior will be affected by a different society, which will be completely strange for our citizens and could lead to a destructive behavior. I think that if God separates us, it's for a reason, and mixing us is not good. So now I ask you a question. Do you think that it's necessary to destroy a society to save someone from their own?
1 minute left.
Now it's time for the first refutation of the team in favor.
Hola a todos, my name is Mattia and I'm from Italy. I will begin my speech with a quote. The Polish writer Kapuscinski said this: "Xenophobia is the disease of afraid people, afflicted by the fear of seeing themselves reflected in the mirror of the other people's culture." So, hate of the different, the fear of people with different cultures, with different skin, with different habits, the fear of the stranger. This is xenophobia. And it is, in some cases, that xenophobia prevents immigration. But what is immigration? Immigration is a phenomenon that consists of the permanent or temporary transfer to a single individual or a group of people in other country, in other place that is different than that of origin. Industrial decline or economic crisis, financial crisis are wrongly attributed to migrants, to immigration. According to Legrain, a British economist, immigration is not a damage, but a gain for the country that welcomes it. Immigration is an ethical duty. But why is migration an advantage and not a damage? I will now tell you 3 reasons why migrants are a value for the economy of the country, for the culture of the country that welcomes them. The first point, migration benefits the economy, but also the economy benefits from migration. Some migrants are willing more to do jobs that local don't want to do, such as picking fruit or taking the old people, taking care of the old people. Other migrants have skills that the locals do not have, such as medical training or the ability to speak many languages. Second point, migrants do not take away jobs. Many of people who are afraid by migrants, migrants are not necessarily xenophobic, but they have wrong beliefs. And so these people believe that migrants take jobs, but in the truth there is no fixed number of jobs. The migrants create jobs when they spend their salaries. The last point, immigrants do no way on welfare. Young immigrants are advantageous for countries with low birth rates for population again. I will now report a specific figure, an important figure. By 2015, immigration will generate an economic impact of 20,000 billion dollars a year. So all of this reveals the indispensable contribution of migrants to society and economy. We need integration policies that can unite the difference between us and them. We must not close the doors to their and to our future, because being a difference doesn't mean being dangerous. Gracias por la atención.
Now the team against will respond.
Hello everyone. Leaving the team mentioned by my colleague, we must refer to the ancient reign of Julius Caesar. The reception of foreign was seen as potentially harmful to the political and social stability of the Roman Empire. The Romans feared that the arrival of foreign would threaten their power and authority. Furthermore, interaction with our culture could cause cultural and linguistic conflicts, generating tension and instability within Roman society. Other causes for concerns were related to the Roman Empire's policy of territorial expansion. Welcoming foreigners could be seen as an act of weakness, undermining its own position in conflict with other nations and people. This fear influenced Roman policy towards foreigners. Furthermore, the economy of the Roman Empire relied heavily on salary, and the preference of foreign workers could be perceived as a threat to the interests of Roman landowners and merchants. This distrust of foreign was rooted in the fear that they might upset the social and economic balance of the empire. This Roman mentality of the time reminds us how meeting foreign can be seen as a threat nation and cultural heritage. Cultural imperialism is a phenomenon that can occur when a dominant culture oppresses a local custom and tradition. There is a fear that encounter with other culture and could lead to a use of our cultural roots, degrading our heritage, just as happened for the Roman Empire. In fact, we know that one cause of its decline was the civil war against Populares and Optimates. This civil war began because the Greek introduction their culture in Rome, and this was the point that take everything into decline. Some people also fear that meeting foreigners may lead to loss of cultural identity. Cultural diversity can be seen as a threat to social cohesion, and the fear drives some communities to reject outside influence and to protect their identity. Furthermore, opening up to foreign company can lead to unwanted influence on national policy and practice. There are fears that this influence could endanger national values and interests. Thank you for your attention.
Now it's time for the second refutation. I remember you that during this, the other team could make one and only one interpolation, and team in favor was done.
Anna, 29 years old, had fled for his country with her daughter of 4-year-old Darina and 2-year-old son Danilo. They left their country, home in Ukraine, because there was a fight near to the place that they were living in a nuclear plant. Along with Anna's sisters and mother, their wish now is to arrive to the Czech Republic, where they have friends who can help them. Could you imagine going through a similar situation? Have you ever thought that anyone wanted to lend you a hand when you need help and you have nowhere to go? Good morning, teachers, member of the jury, public in attendance. My name is Lucia Rada, and as my mate Sarah said before, I will be in charge of this second refutation, being in favor of the immigration. So, could you imagine that your country was at war? Today, the Ukraine war has caused a humanitarian crisis of major proportions, generating a massive flow of refugees seeking society and protections in other countries. Given this situation, it is essential to recognize the importance of solidarity and human rights. As human beings, we must understand that everyone has the right of living in peace and security without fear of persecution or violence. Solidarity implies empathy and compassion towards those who are in danger and towards those who are suffering, and it impels us to act in the benefit of others, especially when they are in danger. So that means that many people choose to immigrate due to the situation of violence, political persecution, extreme poverty, or natural disaster in their countries of origin. Allowing immigration can be seen as an act of solidarity and respect for human rights, giving these people the opportunity for a better and safer life. Likewise, I would like to highlight what my mate Matthias said before, and it is that it's known that immigrants approve of more things than what they take away. Let's go back to the Roman Empire. Did you know that immigrants of the Middle East and Asia brought with them a variety of exotic spices, as for example pepper, cinnamon and cloves? Also, immigrants from China and other parts of Asia introduced silk to the Roman Empire. Like those examples, I could mention some more, even if you ask me. This one is a clear example of the cultural enrichment provided by immigrants. Also, I would like to save some time to refute something that you have said before.
1 minute left.
The introduction and also the speaker one talk about the cultural impact and the social cohesion, and I would like to add and to contrast your opinion, because the cultural diversity brought by immigration can be enriching for the residing society. The coexistence of different cultures and perspectives can promote tolerance, understanding and cultural exchange. In addition, the integration of immigrants is a gradual process that can strengthen social cohesion, as long as an adequate integration policy is promoted. Okay. I would like to finish with, and I would like to say, concluding that all help is little and no use to complain about those who just want to live in peace. Thanks for listening.
Now the response of the team against.
I am a Spanish man. I live in the streets. I'm really hungry. I couldn't study because of my parents' situation. I've been looking for somewhere to work, but there's nothing for me. But yesterday, I saw a group of immigrants. They arrived to the coast, and they immediately received a considerable amount of money and a lot of job opportunities. Is this a fair situation? Are they better than me? Good evening, good morning, judges, officers, members of my team, audience. My name is Alberto Soto, as my mate said before, and I'm going to develop some arguments against the topic of this debate, the immigration or accepting the foreigners. First, I would like to say that this team has confused some terms, because it's not the same, the tourists, as the, for example, we are open to receive visitation tourists, but it's not the same as settle down in a country. We shouldn't let them to settle down here in Spain or in Italy, etc. And now I'm going, yes.
I have a question for you related of, can you stand up? Yes. Related to what you said. Because if you don't want migrants in your country, what is your proposal to address the humanitarian needs of refugees and people seeking protection?
There are a lot of ways to help these people. We can invest in their countries to improve education, sanity, build schools, the crops, etc. And the point is not if we let only a little part of these people come to our country, who is going to go ahead with their country? And now I'm going to start my arguments. First, let me address about the economic impact of immigration. It is undeniable that an influx of immigrants can lead to a job displacement for native workers. And with the increase of competition in the labor market, employers may choose to hire immigrants who are willing to work for a lower amount of money, leaving our own citizens struggling to find employment. This can be result in employment and underemployment in our country. Speaking about economic consequences of immigration, I would like to say that when a group of immigrants arrive to our countries, the government has to invest more money in public service like education, sanity, etc. So we have to pay higher taxes. And secondly, another very important point is the cultural assimilation. We have a national identity, and foreigners are destroying it. I would like to give you an example of this. When we visit another country, such as Turkey or Arab Emirates, we have to follow their cultural rules, such as wearing short sleeves, or in the case of women, wearing the veil. But nevertheless, when they come to our country, they do whatever they want, and they even demand us to respect them, and will most on all the meat. And if we don't, we are racist. The point is not that we don't want to help immigrants. Of course we want. As I said before, there are a lot of ways, but we are not helping them. When they come here, the damage is not only for us, also for them. They have to leave behind all the family, the friends, etc. So that's not a benefit for any of us. Thank you very much for your attention.
Now the team in favor will do the conclusion.
Good morning everyone, I'm Lorenzo and I take care of the conclusion of our team. I would like to answer to Alberto because I think you confused some things about what we said before. You say that when migrants come in another country, they don't respect our rules, and if we don't respect, we are racist. That's not all true, because for example, in Italy we can find a lot of migrants that came here, pay taxes and contribute to economy respecting our rules. But now I want to start with my conclusion. I'm happy to represent my conclusion regarding immigration, arguing that since the time of Julius Caesar, it should be seen as an opportunity. During the debate, we highlighted several arguments that underline and demonstrate the benefits immigration can bring to a society. We underlined how migration can contribute to economic growth, innovation and cultural diversity. It's one of the most important things that immigration can bring to our society. Furthermore, immigration can foster cultural diversity and changing new technologies, and because all the immigrations bring with them new ideas, new technologies and new skills that improve our way to life. However, it's essential to adopt integration policies that guarantee these types of opportunity. And one of the examples, is investing in education, investing in language learnings, is one of the most important key to adopt to totally exploit the potential of immigration. Since the time of Julius Caesar, the immigrations must and can be considered as an opportunity, because in Rome, in the Roman Empire, the idle foreigners could bring new ideas, new technologies, and new skills to Rome. We can also talk about Immanuel Kant. Immanuel Kant is a philosopher that I think already known in this room. Kant, in his pamphlet for perpetual peace, talks about the cosmopolitism. The cosmopolitism is a view that talks about someone not came from only 4 countries, but came from all the entire world. So everyone are equal and are the same in front of the law. For this, we take a quote that is, "We have reached such a point that a violation of a right committed in one part of the world is felt in all other parts. That underlines how much the cosmopolitan view of the world must be the best way to gain the peace in the heart." At least, but not the last, I would like to keep with me with your imagination. Imagine that you are in a party. All the countries of the world are invited to this party, and everyone can bring with them something unique and different from the other culture. In this, everyone can learn something, and everyone can teach something to the other countries. This is why for us, cultural exchange is very important, and why the meeting of a foreigner will never be a damage for us. Thanks all for listening.
And now the conclusion of the team against.
Good morning to everyone, judges, audience, and every participant involved in this debate. My name is Esther Torrellas. After having listened to the different arguments given by both teams, I would like to highlight some of the main ideas of our discussion, and of course, I wish to strengthen the opinions and arguments of my team. The other team has tried to convince us by saying that the meeting of foreigners is a good opportunity for us because it can lead to a growth in economy, an increase in jobs, a fight against an old-age society, a way of filling job vacancies that nobody wants, and a multicultural society. We disagree with this idea and we are against that argument. First of all, we think that welcoming foreigners has negative effects, such as the potential impact negative on salaries. Low-skilled immigrants make salaries decrease. An increase in the supply of unskilled jobs enables enterprises to fill vacancies with lower wages than previously. Secondly, immigration can lead to a rise of unemployment for native world workers. Foreigners are willing to work for lower wages, so native workers find it harder to gain employment with a respectable salary. Thirdly, a rise in local populations put higher pressure on social services, such as schools, hospitals, roads, and public transport. The population is growing faster than the number of schools and hospitals. Not only that, but also the appearance of illnesses that had already disappeared. Besides, another negative effect is the rise of housing costs. If migrants move to areas with limited housing stock, rents and house prices get higher.
1 minute left.
This leads to an increase of housing poverty. And finally, it gives way to a disharmony among different cultures. Our culture and background are threatened by immigrants because some of them don't adapt to our existing society. Some of their customs mean a lot of steps backwards to our existing society. Our identity and progress are in danger. To finish, I want to read some words that belong to Ajan Hirsi Ali, who is a Somali activist and politician. She is a critic of Islam and she fights for the rights of Muslim women. Her words are the following ones. Multiculturalism should not mean that we tolerate another culture's intolerance. If we do in fact support diversity, women's rights and gay rights, then we cannot in good conscience give Islam a free pass on the grounds of multicultural sensitivity. Thank you so much for your attention.